The Keystone XL pipeline is back, making headlines once again and stirring up a whirlwind of discussions across the nation. After years of fierce debate and political wrangling, the project that seemed to be buried has been resurrected, igniting a firestorm of controversy and public outcry. The controversial project has been resurrected, igniting a firestorm of controversy. The Keystone XL pipeline has always been a polarizing issue, dividing communities and sparking intense debates. This 1,200-mile pipeline, designed to carry heavy crude oil from the tar sands of Alberta, Canada, to refineries on the U.S. Gulf Coast, is seen by some as a vital infrastructure project. However, it has become a lightning rod for environmental concerns and a symbol of the ongoing battle over climate change. The environmental implications of such a massive project cannot be ignored. Proponents of the pipeline, including the Trump administration and the oil industry, argue that it is a necessary step for economic growth. They hail it as an economic boon, promising thousands of jobs and increased energy independence for the United States. The potential for job creation is a significant selling point for supporters. They argue that the pipeline is essential for meeting America's energy needs and reducing reliance on foreign oil. In their view, it is a strategic move to bolster national security and energy stability. Opponents, including environmental groups, indigenous communities, and climate activists, see it very differently. They counter that the pipeline poses unacceptable risks to the environment and exacerbates the climate crisis. The potential for environmental disasters looms large in their arguments. They point to the potential for devastating oil spills, which could have catastrophic effects on water sources and wildlife. The destruction of sensitive ecosystems is another major concern, as the pipeline's route cuts through pristine natural habitats. Additionally, the pipeline's contribution to greenhouse gas emissions is seen as a step backward in the fight against climate change. The long-term environmental costs are a significant point of contention. The revival of the Keystone XL pipeline has reignited a long-standing debate over the balance between economic development and environmental protection, raising fundamental questions about the future of energy in a rapidly changing world. As the world grapples with the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions, the Keystone XL pipeline stands at the crossroads of progress and preservation, challenging us to rethink our priorities and the legacy we wish to leave for future generations. The Keystone XL pipeline has a long and contentious history, stretching back over a decade. First proposed in 2008 by TransCanada, now TC Energy, the project quickly became embroiled in controversy, facing staunch opposition from environmental groups and indigenous communities along the proposed route. The Obama administration initially delayed the project, citing environmental concerns and the need for further review. After years of study and public pressure, President Obama ultimately rejected the Keystone XL pipeline in 2015, declaring that it was not in the national interest of the United States. However, the pipeline's fate took another turn with the election of Donald Trump in 2016. A staunch supporter of the oil industry, President Trump made the revival of the Keystone XL pipeline a top priority of his administration. In one of his first acts as president, Trump signed executive orders to advance both the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines, reversing his predecessor's decision and signaling a major shift in U.S. energy policy. The Trump administration argued that the pipeline would create jobs, boost the economy, and enhance energy security. Proponents of the Keystone XL pipeline often cite its potential economic benefits as a primary justification for the project. They believe that the pipeline will serve as a significant economic engine, driving growth and prosperity in multiple sectors. They argue that the pipeline will create thousands of much-needed jobs, both during the construction phase and in the long term, through the operation and maintenance of the pipeline. These jobs are not just limited to the oil industry, but extend to various supporting industries, including manufacturing, logistics, and services. The oil industry and its allies have made bold claims about the job creation potential of the Keystone XL pipeline, suggesting that it will create tens of thousands of high-paying jobs in construction, manufacturing, and other sectors. These jobs are expected to provide stable employment opportunities for skilled and unskilled workers alike, contributing to the overall economic health of the nation. They argue that these jobs will provide a significant boost to the economies of states along the pipeline route, particularly in rural areas where unemployment rates are high. In these communities, the influx of new jobs can lead to increased consumer spending, revitalization of local businesses, and overall economic rejuvenation. In addition to job creation, proponents also highlight the pipeline's potential to enhance U.S. energy independence. By increasing the supply of domestically refined oil, the United States can reduce its dependence on foreign oil imports, which is often subject to geopolitical tensions and market fluctuations. They argue that by transporting oil from a stable and reliable source like Canada, the United States can reduce its reliance on oil from less stable or hostile regions of the world, such as the Middle East. This shift is seen as a strategic move to ensure a more secure and predictable energy supply. This, they contend, will strengthen U.S. energy security, reduce price volatility, and give the United States greater leverage in international affairs. A more stable energy market can lead to more predictable energy prices, which benefits both consumers and businesses. They point to the fact that Canada is already a major supplier of oil to the United States, and the Keystone XL pipeline will further strengthen this energy partnership. This collaboration is expected to foster closer economic ties between the two nations, promoting mutual growth and stability in the energy sector. However, it is important to note that the economic case for Keystone XL is not without its critics. Opponents argue that the long-term environmental costs and the potential for oil spills outweigh the short-term economic benefits. They advocate for investment in renewable energy sources as a more sustainable and forward-thinking approach to energy security. As the debate continues, it is clear that the Keystone XL pipeline represents a complex intersection of economic interests, environmental concerns, and energy policy. The ultimate decision will likely reflect a balance of these competing priorities, shaping the future of energy in the United States. Opponents of the Keystone XL pipeline raise serious concerns about the project's potential environmental impacts, arguing that the risks far outweigh any perceived economic benefits. They believe that the pipeline represents a step backward in the fight against climate change and environmental degradation. They point to the history of oil spills and leaks from pipelines, which can have devastating consequences for ecosystems, wildlife, and human health. These spills can lead to long-term damage to the environment, affecting not just the immediate area, but also the broader ecological balance. The pipeline's route crosses numerous waterways, including the crucial Missouri and Ogallala aquifers, which provide drinking water to millions of people. The potential for contamination of these water sources is a major concern, as it could lead to a crisis in water availability and quality for both human consumption and agricultural use. A major spill could contaminate these vital water sources, posing a significant threat to public health and the environment. The cleanup process for such spills is often lengthy and costly, and the damage to the ecosystem can be irreversible. Beyond the risk of spills, opponents also highlight the pipeline's contribution to climate change. The extraction of oil from tar sands is not only energy-intensive, but also results in the destruction of large areas of boreal forest, which are crucial for carbon sequestration. The extraction and processing of heavy crude oil from the tar sands is a highly carbon-intensive process, resulting in significantly higher greenhouse gas emissions compared to conventional oil production. This contributes to the acceleration of global warming, making it harder to meet international climate targets. Transporting and burning this oil will further contribute to climate change, exacerbating the impacts of global warming, such as more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and ocean acidification. These changes have far-reaching effects, including the displacement of communities, loss of biodiversity, and increased frequency of natural disasters. They argue that approving the Keystone XL pipeline sends the wrong signal at a time when the world needs to be transitioning to cleaner, renewable energy sources. Investing in renewable energy not only helps mitigate climate change but also creates sustainable jobs and promotes energy independence. The future of energy lies in harnessing the power of the sun, wind, and other renewable resources rather than continuing to rely on fossil fuels.